Wenjun Wu is a bassist and composer who is involved in jazz and improvised music. He has composed different genres of music and performed internationally. Wenjun released his debut EP album in 2014. In 2019, he formed a trio of improvised music with poetry. As an educator, he teaches in a private school and online lessons. And we're being very, very fortunate and happy to have you this year at the Global Jazz Institute.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wenjun Wu, and I'm starting my presentation, hiding underneath our story of oppression, identity, and gender.
It's my story. It's theirs. And it's yours. I was born, but I was trapped in a cage. I was disciplined, afraid to fall being born. Maybe I already read their minds when I was in the war. Years old but told me how to put on a mask like a clone. I'm a king of hilarity. My last way to get their attention, wipe disguise from their eyes and seek the distant love I never got. Has a consequence. It makes it hard for me to tell the truth. We are all obsessed, trapped by the character they like and the ones I live. It didn't last. All of my lovely tricks were not attractive anymore. You should get your hair on, behave like a girl. And all my gospel boys twisted into new meanings. But the real magpie is all about heart. I wish I could kiss you like if you were a boy. You disgusting freak, or shame on you. Body rolled up into a question mark. What a shame on me. I collected insults and defamations throughout all my teens. Maybe I should say sorry for my existence. I'm stuck. I can't recognize the shell in the mirror. Things speak for themselves. The vacuum future. We try to cover up the part that helps others, but in this system, we are stuck in the form of the life cycle, gender. I developed my defense. Violence. The rule of the mass society told me. The fist helped me get so-called respect, helped me collapse the rules. But the law locked us in. I was kicked out again and again. The more I act out, the more I divide from self, abuse, then I became used to it. On the side of a church seems unoriginal, as they say. You are not, and you cannot. I give up and accepting, hiding. Gradually, I became busy, using a full calendar to mask truths, to forget, to struggle, buried beneath an invisible rule of silence. They told me, if you put all your time into your life, you will intertwine with your body. Why do you complain so much? You are wrong. You need to change how you feel and behave. Ridiculous conversation and endless censure. My voice faded away in the darkness, and I chose keep silence. Every day, my body dragged me further into the abyss. My steps became heavy, harsh sounds in my ears. Joyousness, sweetness, nature, trust, faith, confidence, relaxation. Seems like a lifetime ago. But bubbles are fragile and nuanced. I can't look directly at the sun. Afraid of being immersed in the illusion of hope. I crave support, but each word is like a knife or a cage. A bird stopped by my window. I couldn't open the window yet, but it kept calling, inviting me to open the door. Outside, I see a squirrel enjoying the net and feet, bouncing like a superman. The bird kept calling. The friends waiting. The adventure seems to have just begun. Running forward, I will support myself. What about you?
Okay. I would like to thanks to all of musicians and artists who collaborate with me and support me to finish this project. And also thanks to every faculty who guided me, who support me and advising. And if you're interested, here's some reference and results. You can really look at it deeper into it. Yeah, thank you so much. I finished my presentation.
Thank you, Wenjun. Congratulations. Beautiful job. Great. Thank you, Wenjun. Congratulations again. This was a powerful presentation. I would like to invite the panel to ask questions. Maybe Terry, since you're panelist, Wenjun panelist, maybe you want to start.
Okay. Well, first, I want to congratulate you, Wenjun, for having the courage to tell that story, tell your story, which, you know, really relates to so many people and can be a voice for so many people. Because at first, when it said our story in the very first slide, I was thinking, is it your story or our story? But now that, you know, I've finished watching the final product, I see it as an our story. not just your personal story. So thank you for having the courage to speak for a community that often does not, is not allowed that opportunity to speak freely. And I really loved how you put "we can't breathe" in there, because there's so many analogies between the different justice struggles and the one that we're facing right now, with the racial justice activism in the United States right now, and actually all over the world. When you put that in there, it just really, with one sentence, brought that reality together about how much these communities should be able to identify with each other. And so many of the words, I know this was like in poetic form, and so many of the sentences, I was trying to write some down as it was going. So many to me just kind of epitomized a lot of words. Because sometimes people, we have a lot of scholars and people talking on these subjects, but that's the beauty, of poetry, just being able to say it and encapsulate the whole experience with just a few sentences or a few words. So when you said each word is like a knife or a cage, that really spoke to me as well, because I've been thinking a lot lately about being more intentional with my words in general, and that really pointed to that for me, and encouraged me to do that more. I'm curious about the collaboration with the artist, and how much direction you gave the artist.
Yeah. First, I send the music, and I tell the background and the story and the issue I want to present. And I mostly give him much freedom to like use his perspective to present. So yeah, I just told him about the whole concept or whole big picture.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you send what you had written
Yeah.
as well? He saw that before he did his part. Okay.
Yes.
Because I really, when he was throwing the dirt on the canvas and turned that into a painting, I really saw the metaphor of turning something like as literal as dirt into beauty, which is, I think, what people have to do sometimes from the inside, if they've been taught to think that something is wrong or dirty. So I really like that as a metaphor. And the piece really just hit me on so many different emotional levels. A couple of times, where I felt tears. A couple of times where I felt anger. And then at the end, I felt so much hope. From it. So I think that that's really an important part of this, because I think that I've been, I keep reinvestigating, the purpose of art, and I think that one of the main purposes is to ask questions. So how you ended it with asking a question, I thought was brilliant as well, because I think that question really is something that we should all consider, because when there's any kind of work or social justice issues that we're confronting, everybody has to confront it like it's their own issue and not something outside of themselves. And I think that we have a lot of work to do in society to have people think that way about this particular issue. So kudos to you for asking that question at the end. I really love the bird calling at the window analogy. as well, because, you know, I think, you know, what you touched upon is our shared humanity, and, you know, not touched upon it, but really nailed it, our shared humanity. So there's, if somebody can't identify necessarily with this particular issue, everybody can identify with a bird calling at a window and not, you know, opening it, and not, you know, not being able to open that window. So in general, I just think, you know, you did a great job. I would like to see the resources more. That page only was up for a minute, so I couldn't really read it. But I mean, you can, if nobody else wants to see it right now, I mean, you can maybe email it or however we can get that. But I would like to have the resources personally. Yeah, and I guess that's it for me.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
Terry.
you.
Terry.
Thank you so much. I would like to invite anybody from the panel to ask question or comment. Patrizia, I know you work closely with Wenjun as well. You want to ask Wenjun a question or make any comment?
Yes, I wanted to mention that it's been wonderful to work with Wenjun. Wenjun, congratulations for your presentation. I love, you know, we've talked a lot about your presentation in, you know, in regards to social activism. I know that is very important for you, and you have taken the first most important step in social activism. I believe that is, you know, relating whatever it is that you're fighting for to your own experience, and being able to tell your experience and to say, you know, this is me, and this is my experience, and from here I'm going to start. So that's, you know, the first step for a long-term work in social activism. So I congratulate you for that. I also wanted to say that I'm very happy that music has helped in your liberation. And this is, I think, I would say, is the point of all the culminating experiences, and the experience of the global in general, you know, is liberating yourself, and being able to talk and to express yourself, and also develop your artistic practice while you use it for your liberation and the liberation of your community. I love the fact that you are also, you know, your music is free. It connects to the narrative. That's another very difficult thing to do. You know, we may have, and we always talk about these, you know, these very lyrics that are very, you know, happy, and then, or very sad, and then the music, you know, doesn't reflect what the lyrics are saying. And I think between the poetry, the painting, the music, and everything, you have demonstrated that this is a multi-dimensional issue, and that, you know, it has many factors and many facets that I didn't know about, and that I've learned a lot actually during this year. So I thank you for that. And also I will encourage you to keep developing what you keep doing, what you're doing. You're interconnecting, which is another very difficult thing, interconnecting all these things, and able to reflect your experience in that interconnection, and that's very difficult to do. So I, you know, I encourage you to keep doing whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrizia. And actually, Wenjun, you know, in line of what Patrizia says, you know, because your presentation as a whole is so powerful in the narrative and the ideas, and the music and the art. You know, I would like to just separate right now, just and talk just about the music, and because I feel it was extremely powerful, even taking away everything else. You know, I think the music stands in itself, and it's maybe easy to not see that in the whole, but I really felt that way, and that's the second time I listened to it, as you know, in its entirety. Can you talk a little bit about the process of working and creating and composing this music in relation to specifically the music?
Yeah. like first, like I interviewed peoples and including myself. I found the similarity of like the experience and feeling emotion, and I'm trying to make a big picture of story. Then I trying to like using I make it like more episodically, and trying to capture the emotion with the sound, and there's a couple like first tune is like is at the period of my from when I born to teenager, the different feeling, how it's changed, and the emotion is totally like changed. So yeah, and different tunes I use like different period, and the second tune is like with I'm on the track. I feel like I'm on the center, but like around me is with harsh sounds, or like everything is like distracted me, and I couldn't like I'm not with everybody within one word. I feel like it's separate with others. So that makes the like different lines, like my phrases bases on one line, and other line is like separate. Uh, and other one is more about puzzles, but it's more mechanically with large intervals, and so it makes like even have puzzles and questions and problems, but still like mechanically like go for it and go running forward. Yeah. So yeah, does I
Absolutely.
oh yeah.
I know, Chase, you work as advisor of Wenjun. Do you have any comment or questions?
Yes, Wenjun, wow. So powerful, so moving. Congratulations on all of the hard work that you've done this entire year. I've been there seeing you, every week working so hard. And I just want to point out, having worked so closely with you, just attest to your perseverance and dedication to this project. It's really been astonishing seeing you work through problems, encounter so many questions personally, musically, socially, and otherwise, and to see you just spend so much time and energy and passion in moving forward through all of these things. So I just want to point that out, that your spirit is so strong, and I see you growing so much that that I'm just so excited to see what you do in the future. I wanted to ask you one question. I kind of know the answer because I've worked with you, but maybe you could express it to everyone else. Maybe you could talk about the process overall, and specifically the challenges that you did face and had to overcome during this project, because it was a long path. It wasn't just a single straight line. So maybe you could talk about specifically the process of putting together the words and the music and composing and formulating your ideas and putting it together. What were some of the challenges that you faced and were able to overcome?
Yeah. First, like like for compositions is like during the when the COVID-19, and I just feel like so hard, like for especially I wrote the most compositions are more like structured. There's no like specific not exactly as writing, so it's more open and need more collaboration with artists in life. So that's really is one biggest difficulty for me. So I yeah, but I just keep trying this. Uh, yeah, so like maybe you like bass or drum story and trying to make a like big picture of it, and then give it to piano or other instrument, and we like use the new mindset every time, trying to like collaborate more with this track, with that track, and later and become more and more collaborate. So that's like, but it's really spend so many time on one tune because we are not in the same room. We are not really together, but we are trying to make it like as collaborative as possible. Yeah, that's the biggest problem, or not problem, the biggest challenge. And then I feel for me like also writing words. I feel a little bit at first I'm a little bit refused or not refused. Like I feel scared. Really like I really scared about speak up about.
Wenjun, sorry to interrupt you. Can you talk a little bit closer to the microphone? It's a little hard to hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's better. Yes.
Okay. Does what I said before is clear? Okay, I continue. Okay.
Please.
Okay. And second, like the words, I feel like I'm really, worried, scared about writing the feeling like I don't want to experience that again and feel that, and also it's really hard. But yeah, yes, and I got the support and or like so I have courage to to write it down and trying to make it more not really directly, but trying to make it involve or like connect with everybody, can feel the emotion, and also everybody is connected with. It's not just my story. Yeah, and also a lot of works, but yeah, that's the most two-part challenge, or like the process very interesting. Yeah.
John.
Thank you.
John or Bruno?
This was extremely moving, powerful. It was artfully done. It was transparent. It was creative, courageous, informative, but without being a dry, informative thing. It was very powerful. You took a lot of chances creatively as well as emotionally. It was very direct at the same time. I don't know how you achieved all this in such a powerful way. It blew me away. I just as a communication for someone I know who's been so quiet, and to hear you to open up everything and show what's happening musically and emotionally, it was phenomenal. I also was impressed by the integration musically of the featured music and the programmatic music, the things you were using. It was almost like a great film score. You know what I mean? There was essence of certain things that were just supporting the emotions, and then sometimes the music stood out as being a little bit more front and center. That was very seamless, and I really enjoyed that as well. Your willingness to ask all the hard questions and the important questions is not only emotional and with regard to the sociological and the importance spiritually of what you're laying out for us, but also I found that as being your bass teacher, you've always been full of important questions. Every time we get together, you have a lot of questions, and I wish everybody was more like that, frankly. Your humility and your willingness to say, okay, I need to know this, I want to know this. this presentation to me is it's incredible. I really appreciate it, and I'm just blown away by the creative aspect of it. I think if Wayne was here, he would be applauding you right now. Just the power of the whole thing, your life, the music, your willingness to take chances, your willingness to really, I'm getting emotional now, I'm sorry, but everything you did, you hit me right here.
Thanks, Phil. Marco, you are muted.
Thank you, John. That was beautiful. Bruno, wanna comment? Bruno?
Sure. Wenjun, you are truly courageous in the good sense of the word. That you're able to share with everybody all your inner struggle and your emotions and everything you're going through. It was an emotional roller coaster, these 20 minutes, from, as echoing what Carolyn was saying earlier, everything from sadness to anger to joy. And when you talked about the birds knocking on your window, it really completed the picture in a way for me, because that was the sign of hope and love. And it was amazing the way you be able to put together everything, the music, the imagery, and also, of course, the poetry, which was very, very direct, to the point, and went straight into my being. Because it was personal and yet completely universal. Yeah, very, very moving. I'm deeply moved by this project. It was really fantastic. I have one question for you. How much did you tell the musicians before they recorded about what they were what the music should be expressing?
Yeah, like I will tell the background. Like first is the structure of score, and a lot of things. It's not like the emotion is mostly I talk about. I will write down the keywords and what's the emotion, what's the dynamic or something, and also I will tell the background of the tune and what I want to say, and also like we'll communicate a lot, like with every musician, like with everybody. I just communicate directly, like if they have questions and if they have like what their ideas, and like we exchange ideas.
Okay, yeah, I could tell that they knew what they were going to express and say, and the music was so immediate and really drew me into the presence. Yeah, it was truly inspiring to hear the honesty in your music, which is something as an artist we always strive for, even though we get lured on detours sometimes. I want to finish up with saying that I am very proud that this project was nurtured and that you did this in the Global Jazz Institute. And I think I want to extend a big thank you to everybody involved in the Global Jazz and saying that I'm immensely proud of being part of it. Thank you again, Wenjun. Beautiful project.
Thank you, Bruno. Thank you so much. I guess all the faculty spoke of the panel. So if Danilo wants to conclude the commentary, are you muted?
What about now?
Yes.
I'm still coming down from this ride, Wenjun, that you put all of us in this whole roller coaster of questions, and that's what I think. This is so profound what you just presented here. It has courage, fearless. You're fearless. You definitely put yourself out of your comfort zone and us out of our comfort zone. I am having so many things that I have to reflect on from hearing your music. It's a lesson. It reminds us that music is a social construction, that we need to pay more attention to that part in society. One of the quotes that Wayne teaches is music, play and compose music the way you want the world to be like. I think what I get, and I agree with everything that's being said, but there was something that Terry mentioned about, even though you present it as a hard truth, all the process that you went through, it felt very hopeful at the end. And that's magical for an artist. That's one of the greatest gifts that I think the great composers and great musicians have. They can address these very difficult issues and challenging issues and leave you with the idea that it could be evolution that we're experiencing, you see. And I want to applaud you for presenting this in a way that as you're doing this, I felt very attached to the idea of recreation. It seems like you are recreating yourself in this whole process and bringing an idea through music and use music as therapy to deal with all these issues. And you brought a question that has a profound narrative, that how can we address all these issues. And the emotional part that I think we all resonate with is that we're still in this period dealing with a lot of, all, things that I don't even know. I mean, my nature of being as a human being, sometimes I suffer from just asking those questions about systemic racism, disparity in the world, gender diversity, and inclusion, and all these things in the world. And you are touching up, you're teaching us, you're guiding us to the next phase of where we at and how we can use music in the healing and the restoration of humanity. So in that sense, this is an incredible achievement. It's a great piece of art that you created, so many intersections that need to be addressed. Not just great music, but music that empowers society to become the best we can be. And I'm going to sleep on all these questions that you brought in there. Thank you for raising them, and thank you for opening your chapter of this life and sharing it with us in the most profound way. This got to be one of the most profound testimonies of music and life that I've seen and heard at the BGI Master Program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Danilo.
Thank you, Wenjun. Congratulations so much. And just can you leave us with your future plans and what you plan to do with all of this?
Yes. Yeah. First, I have short-term and long-term ideas. First thing I want to do is searching funding and to help me to get a.
Wenjun, we have trouble hearing you now.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
It's good?
Yes, better.
Okay. I'm sorry. First, I have short-term and long-term ideas. First thing I want to do is searching funding to help me to make like the video quality better, and I can like later I want release the music and the video, and then I want to contact art galleries and trying to make a live performance with visual arts or other artists, and if I can present the video is also cool. But the most important thing I think like I want to focus on educational perspective. I can use in my project to attend speech or like shows for like LGBTQ organizations and schools. That's the like short-term goals. And later I want to explore more about for this project. I can expand it, like focus on like more specific like issues, topics, like about the emotion, the mental health, or like gender violence, like a lot of things. Like I really need to like really focus on one thing to develop. And also I want, if like long term, I really want to make a documentary of like different parts and different and I can explore using documentary to record it. And also one biggest thing for me is I can bring my project to my country, and also it's not just like I can talk in organizations, but I really want to in school, in universities, since like right now like it's not so many universities like we're talking about like this issue, or like all about gender, about like feminist or like LGBTQ, everything. Like they don't have like a lot room for this. I really want to make contributions and to increase the awareness from the society, and I can help next generation to have a good environment, and also like to help them like good environment to grow up and diminish the bias, the discrimination, and also like improve the equal rights. Yeah, that's what I think.
Thank you, Wenjun. And I know I speak for in behalf of all the institute and everybody in this room. We wish you the best of luck, and most importantly, please know that you're part of this family. So count with our support. Come to us every time you need anything you need to make this vision true and possible. Okay, I'm sure everybody in the Institute feels this way very strongly about what you did. So come with us, and congratulations for this amazing year you had with us.
Thank you.
I think we all come. Thank you for one more thank you. But thank you for teaching us that identity is not something that we fabricate. It's something that rises from within us when we have the courage and the power to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. I got my lesson today.
Thank you. And thank you for all the advisor and Caroline as a panelist for being today, Chase Morin, Patricia, John, thank you for coming here. I want to remind you that our next presentation at 2 o'clock with Cousin Jackson. So I hope if you can to see you all there. Thank again to Jennifer Caraluzzi, Mary McClory for helping setting this up, all the work you do. And of course to Rob Lango and all the graduate office. Thank you so much for all the support. We really appreciate it.